Welcome to Homebeerbrewery. Welcome to another brew video on Homebeerbrewery's channel. Brew Online asked me to brew and review this beer kit. It's an extract in a bag made by Litres and it's called Simply. This is a pale ale type and I'm going to brew this batch of beer today. I will make a video, very simple, step by step, and in about 2 months I will give a short review about the beer that we brewed today. So I thank Dave from Brew Online for the opportunity to test and review this beer kit. Thank you very much. He provided me also a beer enhancer, so thank you very much, and please keep watching. The first and most important step in homebrewing is clean and sanitize all your equipment. For sanitation I will use Starsan, but there are a lot of other products on the market like OxyClean or iod4 to sanitize your equipment. You have to remember everything what touches the beer has to be sanitized. Now I'm going to show you what kind of equipment that I use for this simple and easy brew. A hydrometer, very important to use one of those to take your gravity readings, and I will show you later in this video how I use it. It's very simple. A spoon to mix all your ingredients, an airlock and a fermenter, which I'm going to sanitize in a few minutes. And I will use a measuring cup to add cold water, and I'm going to sanitize this as well. And a pot. I will add warm water to this pot to steep this bag for a couple of minutes, like 15 or 20 minutes, to pour the extract much more easier out of the bag. When this extract is cold, it's very hard to pour out, so that's why I'm going to heat it up a little. A couple of minutes later, I've sanitized all the equipment and the fermenter. Let's start the brew. I already took care of step number 1. That's clean and sterilize all the equipment, so I can skip that part. Step number 2 is remove the yeast. That's very important. You can't let the yeast on the bag with the extract when you're dumping in it hot water. So I removed the beer yeast, and now it's time to add the extract to the hot water for about 15 or 20 minutes. 15 minutes later, I finished step number 3. Now it's time for step number 4. We're going to pour the extract into the fermenter, and I've already prepared step number 5. I have here 3 liters of boiled water. Let's pour in the extract. There's still a little bit of Starsan foam left in the fermenter, but that's no problem. Starsan is a no-rinse sanitizer, so that's going to be no problem. Normally you don't have to use a pair of scissors. That's very nice to notice. They made already a pre-cut in the bag, but I'm going to use a sanitized knife to open it a little bit more quicker. There we go. Let's pour in the extract. It's not thick anymore, as I thought it should be. after adding this to the fermenter, I can rinse the bag out with some hot water. That's what I'm going to do now. I've added a little bit of hot water into the bag to dissolve all the extract and get all the extract out. There we go. I believe everything is in there. It's time to add 3 liters of boiled water. So I'm ready prepared to add. There we go. I have here a sanitized spoon. I'm going to mix the hot water and the extract well together. Alright, everything is dissolved. Now it's time to add the beer enhancer. Again, I have a sanitized knife. There it goes. And maybe the best way to dissolve this is to take your fermenter and shake it around like this till there are no clumps of DME anymore. I hope I can show you this. There are no clumps of DME or the beer enhancer in the fermenter anymore. It dissolved very nice. It smells also amazing. I'm always giving this a good stir. This is the beginning of a good aeration of the wort. What I have here is 5 liters of cold tap water. I'm added it to the fermenter. I pour it in very aggressive to aerate it again. Very important to aerate your wort. You have to make sure when you add the cold water, the tap water, that your temperature after the level is 22 liters, that the temperature is around 20 to 25 degrees. And that's why that's very handy. That's why I have a couple of bottles with water in the freezer. When I'm at the 20 liter mark and the temperature is still too high, I'm going to add water that's about 1 degree or something. Adding again 5 liters of cold tap water. I have to add a few liters of cold water more till I reach the 23 liter mark. 28 degrees. Oh, that's nice. Those are the bottles that I talked about. I have always this kind of water bottles in my freezer. It's very cold water, and that way I can lower the temperature very fast. Look at it. It's almost 24 degrees. Now I'm adding the rest of the water to the 23 liter mark. That's where I am now. Give it a good stir again. And now it's time to take a gravity reading. the foam still didn't disappear on my gravity reading sample. So I will give you that starting gravity later. Now it's time to add the yeast. I sanitized the yeast sachet and I opened it with a sanitized knife. I'm going to sprinkle the yeast directly into the wort. You can rehydrate them, but what I usually do, but I will stick to the brewing instructions. Hope they become happy yeasties. Smells fresh, smells good. Now it's time to add the lid on the fermenter. Close it all the way around to make a good seal. Adding the airlock. There it goes, a couple of drops of vodka. You can also use water or star sand, but in my case I will use vodka. When I pitched the yeast, the temperature about the wort was 24 degrees. It's still a little bit high in my opinion, but it's in the recommended range of 20 and 25 degrees. There's still a lot of foam on this test sample, so I can't get you a good camera angle to show you the original gravity of this beer. But maybe you can see it on the side of the glass. The original gravity is 1.044. So that's great for this type of beer. This Simply Beer kit is very easy to make. It costed me about 1 hour and you don't need a lot of equipment. Hopefully in 2 or 2.5 months I will end up with 23 liters of delicious beer. I'm going to ferment this beer at 20 degrees or 22 degrees for about 7, 8 or 9 days till I reach the desired final gravity of 1.010 or something around that number. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will give a short update in about a couple of days. I don't know exactly when, but you can expect that update on YouTube in a couple of days on my channel, Homebeerbrewery. Dave from Brew Online, thanks again for this beer kit, and we speak each other later. Thanks for watching, and remember, nothing is better than a good homebrew. Cheers!